And so we basically kind of have to get into that older primal part of ourself and encode things there. One great example of how this sort of happened in ancient times in dreams or in stories about dreams, whether those dreams were real or not, is you think back about Joseph's dream. I mean, not Joseph's dreams, but Pharaoh's dream and how Joseph interpreted it for Pharaoh. Do any of you know, in the book of Genesis, that how Pharaoh had this dream about the cows and the ears of corn? Have you heard of that dream before? Yes?
I've heard of it, but I don't remember it.
So, in that dream, Pharaoh says, I saw 7 fat, healthy, succulent cows come out of the river. And, you know, we're full of life and health. And then after those 7 fat, succulent cows came 7 scrawny, starving, sickly-looking cows up behind those seven fat cows, and they swallowed them. And then they were still just as scrawny and sickly as they were before. And then I saw 7 ears of corn, full, succulent, rich, ripe ears, 7 ears of ripe corn. And then I saw, after those 7 ears of corn, 7 withered, dry, crumbling ears of corn come and swallow up those 7 other good ears of corn. And Joseph said, oh, well, this is the interpretation of the dream. It means that you will have 7 years of prosperity. Well, you'll have bumper crops and all the resources that you need. And then, after that, you will have 7 years of famine. So during these 7 years of prosperity that the Lord is about to give you, you must prepare yourself for those 7 years of famine. And so then Pharaoh appointed him to be ruler of the land, and he stored up all the grain in big silos. So that kind of...
Sounds just like our government.
yeah, running up a deficit so that in the future, you know, if we need to
we'll have prosperity,
have some more resources, they'll be readily available.
Maybe we need to go back a little bit.
Well, obviously Joseph isn't running the show. So, but I mean, this kind of making it visceral, making it graphic, making it sensory friendly is something that makes it memory friendly. So I mean, if you just tell people, you know, that the statistics are such and such, it might seem interesting, but it won't resonate on the emotional level. It won't get you with the kind of emotional feeling that encodes things in memory, the way seeing the sickly cows eat the healthy cows gets you emotionally, even just a little bit. Even if it's just an imaginary thing, even if it's just a dream, even if it's not real, just imagining those images gets things into the memory. And so that's what we're going to be trying to do basically in the system. Right? Questions?
Great introduction.
So yeah, that's kind of the sales pitch for going with the system. Because there are going to be things in this that some people say, what? Why am I doing this? I want to just learn Spanish. And this seems, at some points, it's going to seem like a little bit of a roundabout way. Some things will seem like, oh yeah, that makes sense why we're doing that. I can see the direct link to how it's going to teach me Spanish. And in the beginning, some of the other things, you won't see the direct link right away about how it's going to help you learn Spanish faster. And just like it takes maybe a long time to build a space shuttle on a launch pad, and you're not getting there anywhere in the sky. And it seems that maybe if you climbed a tall mountain, you would get higher faster. But really, if you wait on the launch pad building the space shuttle until the space shuttle is built, once you launch, you'll go much higher than you could have ever gone climbing any mountain. But sometimes it takes a while to build that machine to launch off. And one of the things that people have the most skepticism about in the beginning, but what all of the memory masters throughout history have relished the most in the end because they find it the most useful, is building lots of sequences into memory. That is really the space shuttle of launching our memories much farther, much faster. But when you're building these long sequences, you're like, why am I learning a list of 20 random icons, and then why am I learning a whole list of countries in order and all of these sorts of things? And but you lay that as these tracks that you can then rocket along in the future. And so we're gonna lay some tracks for all kinds of verbs and conjugations and things, but it'll take a little bit of jumping through some hoops to get into a place where the verbs become as fast as walking to my apartment and being able to name 10 items that you saw in 5 to 10 seconds.